Hello guys, Brad Jimenez of Eastern Long Island Sound Fishing, and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to repair the auto engage feature on my Daiwa Saltist level wind reel. So this is the H-C size 20 level wind reel, in which has an auto engage feature. So it's supposed to engage the gear when you crank the handle. As you can see, it's slipping. So at this point it should engage. So the two parts that's responsible for that function is the yoke plate and the anti-reverse ratchet. So since I don't know which one needs to be replaced, I'm just gonna replace it both. Okay, so we'll start. So we'll first remove the handle. So you have to have this special tool to be able to remove the knot. Okay, now we'll just unscrew the star drag. Okay, so now I'm removing the cast control for the spool brake. So this is the drag system, and what I do so it's easier to assemble is, as I remove a component of the drag system, I insert a pick, then arrange them on a pick, so it's easier to assemble later. Don't even have to look at the schematics later. Spring washer, there's that there. Now I'm going to remove the right side plate. Go. Okay. It's bearing there. I'm gonna remove the drag system, including the main gear. And again, I am just going to insert a pick, arrange them on a pick so it's easier to replace later, to assemble later. Okay, so there. So I'm just grouping each component so it's easier to remove to assemble later. Here. Okay, so this is the anti-reverse ratchet, so I'm not sure if this is the one that's worn out. It looks worn out, so let's compare it to a brand new one. Let's see if there's a difference. So this part here is the one that trips the auto engage, or this part here, or the yoke plate, to engage the gears, and it looks like it's worn out, so maybe that's why it's slipping. So we're gonna replace that. Okay, now I have to remove this part here, the yoke plate. So I gotta be careful with this, because as you can see there's a spring there, so gotta be careful with that. So I'm holding it just to make sure it won't. Okay, there's like a washer there. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, there you go. So this part of the stab here hits this part of the yoke plate and push it back, which, you know, engages the gears. So it seems like that's worn out, so we're gonna replace both. There you go. It's the brand new one. The new spring, so we don't need the old spring. Also bought a new spring, so there we go. And brand new yoke plate. This brand new yoke plate right there. So it's a habit of mine to coat my real parts with a thin layer of grease, just for protection and water resistance. We're gonna hook it here. Gotta line up the spring first before. There you go. We install the yoke plate. So there's like a bushing here. Bushing, and then now the screw. There you go. Okay, so this is the brand new anti-reverse ratchet. So I'm just gonna coat it with grease before we a little more grease on the gear, because this is a gear. So okay, let's install it. Let's the reverse fall. Pinion gear. Well, we gotta clean it first. And of course I put oil on the spool shaft. Go. So I'm gonna clean the parts as I put it back. So I'm gonna put more grease on the pinion gear. Gonna apply grease to the drag disc. Clean it. So this is a Cal's drag grease, okay? But from my research, you can just a little bit on the fingertips and just apply a thin amount of grease on the drag. On my research, because these are carbon drags, it's fine without the grease also, but let's see if there's a difference when you apply drag grease on the drag disc. So this is the main gear, so I might as well clean it. Can't remember if I just serviced it, but since I opened it up, so that it's a good idea to clean it also. So this is an Abu Garcia degreaser. Okay, too much. Drag disc. Okay, go. Forgot to apply drag grease. Go. Go. Small amount of drag grease. Okay. So the yoke. Just going to coat this with grease. Again, grease is for protection. Okay. Grease just to like kind of acts like a seal from salt water. So because I arranged the drag system on this pick, it's easier to put it back. Just gonna put oil on the bearing. So oil on the bearing, grease on the bearing, grease on the gears. Okay. So these are the spring washers. So make sure when you install the spring washers, it's spacing like this, because the spring washers are not flat. They're like you know, it's curved like this, and there's two, and it's supposed to be facing this way. So when you put pressure on it, it flattens, and then when you loosen the drag, it kind of push out like that. Okay. Spring washers. There you go. So this is the click. They call it the click spring. There you go. All right. This is spool shaft, and let me just put a little coat of grease on the knob. So this is the cast control knob, just a seal from salt water getting into the knob. So I coat the thread with grease. Don't want to tighten that too much. Okay, now next the star drag. There's still grease. I actually did service the reel before. Okay. Handle. So this is not the original handle for the Saltist Level 1 20HC. The original handle for this is a counter. What do you call this? A counterbalance handle, in which there's like a counterweight on the other side. But this reel is primarily for jigging, so I needed the leverage. I needed a longer handle. I'm just not sure from which Daiwa reel this handle is originally from. Yeah, that's the main reason I like this reel for jigging, because it has that auto engage function. because with jigging, you drop and then you retrieve, you drop, you retrieve, and sometimes the fish hits or bites during the drop, and you gotta be able to engage the reel real fast and set the hook. So this is a cheaper version for more expensive reel like the Shimano Ocean Jigger, or I think the newer Daiwa, I forgot the newer Daiwa reels has an auto engage function, the newer. All right, there you go. Fixed it. See, the auto engage function is back in action. Okay. If you like the video, please do hit the like button, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and thank you for watching.